Welcome on into the 7th episode of the Heel Tactics Podcast. We are getting up there in the numbers.
Yes, sir.
Today, whenever you're watching, this is just a chill Raw and Smackdown episode for the first time, I think, in a month.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, we had Money in the Bank as the first episode? Was Money in the Bank the first episode?
Well, I mean, we've had
Fallout?
normal Raw and Smackdowns, but I'm saying we had predictions for Night Champions, Fallout Night Champions, predictions for Evolution, Fallout Evolution,
and AEW, and everything else in between.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Well, it's okay. They're only SummerSlam's in like a week.
Yeah, basically.
A week and a half.
Basically,
from when this comes out, like a week and a half.
Yeah, two weekends from now. But yeah.
We might be there.
We might.
On just Saturday.
Yeah.
Depending on how cheap tickets are.
Depending on how things work out. But yeah, basic Raw SmackDown show. We had some exciting things on both shows, some not so exciting things on other parts of it. First off,
well, I just want to start out by saying rest in peace to Ozzy Osbourne,
legend,
WWE Hall of Famer, and just an icon, like truly
in the world, yeah. And then
happy birthday,
Shawn Michaels.
It's not even his birthday when this is going to come out, but happy birthday to the Heartbreak Kid, the greatest of all time, better than Sting.
Lots would say.
Shawn Michaels.
Lots would say. Yeah, let's get into. I want to start with Raw first because I feel like aside from one thing on SmackDown, Raw had the biggest moment, or excitement of the week, being the OTC's return. But he returned last week. OTC won. But yeah, all night long they were constantly, when they were going in and out of commercial break, later tonight, Roman Reigns returns to Raw. Roman Reigns live tonight. They kept hyping it up.
Of course.
Obviously, he was going to be the main event spot. You're not going to have Roman on your show and he not be the last act. I'm glad
he was the main event spot.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, we had Paul, Bronson, and Braun all come out to start the segment.
Bronson carrying around the Money in the Bank briefcase, which he held it up like it was his.
I was kind of shocked that they let Paul and them come out first. I figured Roman would have come out, started talking,
It's annoying that they're announcing that Roman's going to be on later, and then you have Paul and B&B come out.
Yeah.
Because it's like, okay, so they're coming out, and they know Roman's supposed to come out after them.
Yeah, so it makes for I fully expected them to interrupt him. Not the other way around. So
I wish they would have interrupted him because I did not like Paul Heyman's what he had to say to Roman.
Yeah,
I don't. Before Roman came out, he was just like, "These are the Brawns. They're the next.
They're the next big thing.
The future." And then Roman came out. Right?
Yeah, literally. Roman cut him off.
Roman had his 20-minute long intro. The only one who's allowed to have that.
Love it. That's not true. If they run it back, Jay's just as long. Run it back.
I've been allowed to in my mind.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like that.
But I hated that Paul was like, there's a leadership position open.
Yeah.
We're better to get, come on. The whole thing was that he betrayed Roman and Punk for Seth. Why would he be so
betrayed Roman for Punk in Roman's mind, then betrayed both of them for Seth.
Why would he be so willing? Now, I don't know, because obviously he didn't say yes. I don't know if he would have actually taken Roman back.
Yeah.
But just to say that, I really don't like, especially because he's like, literally the week before Seth's going to be back.
Yeah.
We have forever with this briefcase.
Yeah. It felt almost like, not necessarily forced, but it was kind of just like the easy point to go with, so they just threw it out there.
It felt like it wasn't in line with his character. Like, he picked the wrong... I've brought this up multiple times for some reason. It's just always in my head. He picked the wrong word choice in the freaking 2K My Career.
Yeah. It was like... Well, the crowd wouldn't let Paul get a word in at first, which I liked.
Crazy.
They were booing the crap out of him. OTC chants, everything else. And then when Paul finally said it, I was like... From the mind of Paul Heyman, one of the greatest wrestling minds in the industry, it felt lackluster. And then I guess it needed to be lackluster because the whole point of this whole promo was for Roman to pop off. It wasn't about anything else.
To absolutely dog on Paul Heyman.
And he did. Roman, I like that Paul gave his whole spiel, come back. We're better together. We've got a vacant spot in the leadership position. Look at what we come with, the future of the industry. And then Roman gets a mic and literally says, I forgot to do one thing. H-Town. Acknowledge me. I love the acknowledge me. There was a time period where I thought we were going to lose the acknowledge me, but we still have it, and I'm very happy about that. Of course, the fans go ballistic. And then...
rightfully so.
Roman...
weirdly, he says that he's only still the tribal chief because they still acknowledge me.
Which
I like for now.
Yeah.
But when you think of all time... he used to be heel, so it's a little weird thinking about it, but
I do like that because you've made the point a couple weeks ago. There's no more
he
tribe.
Least gave an explanation.
Yeah, there's no more tribe for you to be the chief of. So why are you? And he says, "Cause they still acknowledge me." And then he makes the point about a lot of people were conspiracying about who made the bloodline, who made me the tribal chief. Well, it sure as heck wasn't this guy. And he talks about how he was the greatest champion of all time in this ring. And yes, he had help retaining his title, but it never came from Paul.
He was like, you were just a business partner.
Yeah.
I'm the one who let you into the family.
I made you chosen family.
I gave you jobs and you
responsibilities,
or something like that.
Yeah. And basically,
which is like a nice legitimate explanation of what the wise man is.
Yeah.
Because it was just like, oh, he's just Paul Heyman and he's with Roman.
He's his manager. Even though they call him the wise man, he's essentially just the manager.
And Roman doesn't need a mouthpiece.
No, Roman never needed a mouthpiece.
So in the bloodline lore, in the bloodline kayfabe,
yeah,
he was their business guy.
Yeah. And
he was always like the Jet's ready for y'all. Roman will be there later.
Yeah.
This,
and
that,
I'm
the other. But
99% sure Paul he did that for Roman's dad and uncle. Like he was helping them with their setting up flights and drives and stuff like that. So it like he was saying, you've always been a business guy to our family. You've helped my family in the past,
so cool
but
how
I brought you in.
Paul relationship with them does go back.
Goes way back, yeah.
Instead of just, we have Paul Heyman, we want to put him with Roman Reigns. There's actual lore to it.
And I mean, Paul has had his hands in a lot of different points in wrestling.
He's managed half the greatest wrestlers of all time. He's managed.
So Roman basically lays it out that, and he name dropped, the Usos helped me retain my title. Solo helped me retain my title. Even Sami Zayn helped me retain my title. But you never did. You were not the reason I was the champion I was. You were strictly
You're
there.
the reason I became champion. You weren't the reason I stayed champion.
And he, at this point, throughout the promo, Braun keeps stepping up. Like, whenever he makes a diss at Paul, Braun keeps stepping up. Paul's holding him back. And Roman's like, all right, Junior, calm down. You need to stay back there. And then after the second time he stepped up.
I ain't going to say it again. Back up, son.
And, but
I like that we're acting like Roman's finally, he's not, the next guy or anything. He's the veteran.
The vet in the locker room, yeah. And after he tells him the first time to step back, he says, take a lesson from me, because he's going to do the same thing to you that he did to me. He's going to elevate you.
He did to Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, he's going to, be your advocate, be your wise man, whatever you're going to call him. But at the end of the day, he's going to stab you in the back to make himself get over. And then,
which is funny because what does Paul Heyman even get out of all of it when you actually think about it? He's not a wrestler.
Paul could do
kayfabe.
Yeah. So get out of it? Paul realistically could never be on screen again and still impact the wrestling world in many ways because he's just that brainiac of a guy. But staying relevant on TV and having fans go crazy for him, I think, is a part of that. Maybe his adrenaline junkie, hearing the crowd go crazy when he says, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman, stuff like that. So staying relevant in the eyes of on screen is probably pretty important to him. But Braun finally gets a hold of a mic and he spits his promo about, you're in the past, Roman. Your prime was 5 years ago.
AI-generated promo. Didn't like it.
He said your prime was 5 years ago. During Roman's promo, Roman literally said, I lost my title. Yeah, it happened. Took 4 years to happen, but I lost my title. So how was his prime 5 years ago? He wasn't even on the island of relevancy.
His prime was still happening a year ago.
Yeah, so Braun's promo was weak. It was meant to be weak. He basically says, we don't want you here anymore. Do what you do best. Disappear. Go away. Roman just kind of stares at him. And
that was also after he was like, oh, I was still leaving and training and this and that.
I was taking care of the next bloodline and stuff like that. Yeah.
But he's just like, do what you do best. I've always claimed to not be the biggest Braun Breaker fan. He is incredibly athletic.
He's a specimen.
And of course, he's a Steiner.
Oh, yeah.
Is that I hate how basic he is. Like, he is so 80s. And, like, there's great stuff about wrestling from the 80s, but he is so 80s in general.
Yeah.
Like, he just wears the Steiner singlets.
Mm-hmm.
He just has the most basic promos. He is jacked out to the max. He's just...
Which is odd that he cut such basic promos because Papa Pump was a menace on the mic.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, his promos were... I mean, he had basic promos, but his promos are stuff of legend. So it's odd that he is such a cookie cutter. Here's your printout of what you're going to say.
And I hate it because he's so enthusiastic, and then you actually give him a mic, and he's so boring. Even when he wasn't even on the mic and talking to fans, he was like, I don't know why y'all cheer for him, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
That was fine. When he had the mic and he was yelling about Sami Zayn, that was all right. But 90% of the time on the mic, he's just like, I'm the next guy. One, you shouldn't even be calling yourself the next guy because most, like, you should be calling yourself the now. If you actually believe that, you should be calling yourself the now. You shouldn't be calling yourself the future because that's you acknowledging that you're not there yet. And it's just like, you're getting on the mic. He's like, I'm the next guy. I'm Braun Breaker.
That's why I'm the next guy.
I'm gonna spear you.
Yeah,
I'm jacked.
It's almost like maybe because, like you're saying, when he's ad-libbing or like talking trash in the ring, it's fine. Mm-hmm. I enjoy what he's saying about somebody or to somebody. But in terms of like telling the greater story, maybe they just aren't trusting enough yet to give him like full reign. So it's more like, you got to stick to these points. Here you go.
I wish they would let off the leash a little bit on Bronson Reed.
Yeah.
Like, it's like he's
Bronson
being
feels
held
like
back while Braun Breaker gets to do whatever he wants.
Yeah, he just feels like not eye candy, but eye candy. He's just there to like...
He's there to be
the intimidating guy in the corner, but doesn't talk on the mic, doesn't... aside from getting involved here and there in a match, doesn't really do much anymore. Which, granted, this is all spiraling from Seth's injury. So we don't know what the plans were, how the plans were going to go. This could be spur of the moment. How are we going to drum up something for SummerSlam? Which is exactly what this promo was leading to.
Yeah.
But Roman, after Braun cuts his very basic promo, just says, I didn't hear a word of the crap you just said.
I think your mic might be messed up.
Yeah, here's mine if you want to say it again.
Toss it.
Boom. Superman punch. Braun gets dropped. Bronson gets involved. Roman's like kind of fighting him off. Then he ends up getting speared by Braun. They're setting up the tsunami for Bronson Reed. Here comes main event. Jey Uso makes the save.
He comes running to the ring like that.
Comes in, does a couple super kicks. Yeet. Everyone's going crazy, which... valid.
Afterwards,
why would you not?
After the save, like off TV, Roman was
eating with him. Yeah. Grant,
I'm telling you, 4 letters, 1 word. OTC1. We're gonna get it.
Oh yeah, it's a shirt for sure in the pipeline. But yeah, Jay makes the save. It was the obvious thing coming, because we were setting up Braun and Bronson versus Roman and Jay at SummerSlam, and then Roman posted on social media that he's issuing a challenge to Braun and Bronson at SummerSlam. Jay, if you want to be my partner, if you can trust me, be my partner.
I wonder if this will just end up like falling out and being like a tornado style match just because of who's in it.
Yeah.
Or if they'll just, I mean, I'm not saying their stipulation's going to be tornado, but I have a hard time seeing them just patiently waiting for tags and playing traditional tag team during whenever they do this match. It's just going to be a ton of fighting everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, when they did Roman Solo versus Jimmy and Jay, it was still pretty traditional tag. Like, Roman was waiting for the tags.
Yeah.
But, like, Rock and Roman versus Seth and Cody, it started traditional. But then
The Rock was
devolved.
like, I'll fire you if you count.
Yeah, it devolved completely.
But this,
into just
I
them
feel like
fighting.
it'll probably just be like, your two legal guys are fighting the whole time. Your two illegal guys are fighting the whole time.
Yeah.
There's probably not much counting going on.
Yeah,
I wonder if it'll main event. I hope not.
Night
I think
one.
Gunther deserves to finally get a main
Yeah,
event.
because Cody and Cena will definitely main event. So, yeah, I would hope Gunther and Punk main event. Again, I think B&B will get involved in that match, whether they fight Roman and Jay earlier that night or because Roman does need to be in the main event, you do that match night 2 and you let Braun and Bronson come out for the Punk Gunther match and Roman and Jay stop them from interfering.
I'd say, like, if Seth was involved in this somehow, I'd be fine with it main eventing. But since we don't know what the original plan is, but since there's no Seth in the match, they should probably give the main event to CM Punk.
I can agree with that. I mean, I wouldn't even say probably. I think it definitively should be.
Or give it to
Rhea, Naomi. Yeah.
They won't, but that'd be probably the best match on the card.
Yeah, after the banger at Evolution, I think it'd be you'd be dumb not to put those three in one of the main events.
I'm
sure
main event, they're opening.
It'll be a co-main event, both women's titles or at least one of the women's titles matches.
I think they'll open probably, though.
Yeah. Opening's just as important, realistically. I mean, yes, the last thing you see it is the main event. It leaves the most impression on you.
But you gotta get hyped.
But you gotta have
forward.
you gotta have a good opener.
You get less fans in 2K GM mode
if you have
your
a
opener
bad,
is worse than your next match. Like your opener and final are supposed to be the best ones.
Yeah, just in the basic building blocks of a wrestling show. Your opener should be just as strong, if not stronger, than your main event. But yeah, I didn't even think about that. They probably will have one of the women's titles. It should be Rhea and Io and Naomi main event one of the nights. But yeah, and then so that was the ending of Raw, which we started with the ending.
I'm excited for the match. It'll be fun.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be a good match.
The only annoying part's going to be 3 or 4 people in there do the spear.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think they'll definitely try to even though Jay and Braun have more beef. Jay has more beef with both of them just because Roman's not there. Yeah. But they're going to push hard for that Roman Braun face off at
which
some
is
point.
Annoying because I feel like as far as matching them up, it would be more entertaining to watch Bronson and Roman.
Bronson and Roman, the powerhouses against each other.
Because Roman can do stuff to Bronson that most people wouldn't be able to.
Yeah, for sure. So that was like the highlight of Raw. Going to what we were talking about though with the Gunther Punk, we opened the show with CM Punk.
Yeah, I liked this actually.
Yeah, it was a solid promo from both men because Punk started the show by himself. Gunther eventually interrupted him as he was talking, I'm the best in the world. Well, he's doubting himself in the beginning about Gunther's one of the greatest in the wrestling world right now. Have I been training for this? I've only got a couple weeks notice.
But I've been training for this my whole career.
Exactly.
And he was like, I can't guarantee that I'm going to win.
I'm going to leave it all out there.
I got you all cheering me on, so that's going to help or something. I also thought it was fun. When you think about it, Punk fought for the WWE title at his last pay-per-view, which was the last one that had been on it.
Yeah.
And then he's fighting for the world title at the next one, which is kind of crazy.
Which someone pointed out, he said, when I came back to WWE, I had 2 goals. One was the Main Event Mania. One was to win the WWE World Heavyweight Championship.
He said the WWE
Heavyweight Championship. But in one of his promos way back when, before he fought Cena, he said, I didn't come back with winning this in mind.
I know.
So it's kind of
so stupid.
Yeah.
But he said even in his before that, when he first came back, I'm pretty sure he was like, I'm here to make money, win gold, and Main Event Mania.
Yeah.
And I don't care about making friends. It's a jumble.
Yeah. You're going to pander to the moment. So,
but I prefer them sticking with, he's just here to make money and get gold. Because I liked when Gunther came out, he was like, we're pretty similar. We both are very egotistical. We both are only here to make money and get gold. And we both think we're the best in the world. But I am, because the best in the world is who the world champion is. And that is extremely true.
Yes,
In theory,
because you've
the
got,
best in the world should be the world champ.
Yeah, because you've got Cena holding the other title. Having two main titles makes promos like that a little bit difficult to like.
But if they give them that
Nail the
SummerSlam
point.
main event and having it be something with CM Punk, that helps exponentially.
Oh yeah. And I did like that, or I didn't like that. WrestleMania was how many months ago? April, and we're almost done with July. So, in the world of wrestling, matches are finished with submission moves. Every wrestler at some point in their career has tapped out to a move. I'm sick of the "you tapped out" chants. Gunther's a beast.
Stupid.
Gunther's a monster. He
And then he
taps
beat Jey
everyone
Uso.
out. Yeah.
So
He
who
literally,
cares?
his finisher is a submission move. So I get it's like there's no real like roast to say about Gunther. Like even though he's a heel, you don't have anything to do other than boo him. But the "you tapped
You're
out"
just
chants are
holding on
old.
to it.
Yeah.
If he was feuding with Jay, okay, I
Yes.
don't care. But he's not
Yes.
feuding with Jay. CM Punk has not made him tap out.
No, not
so
at
it
all.
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But I like
yeah, that
how
was
he was
just-
like, "I'm not here to stir drama.
Yeah,
I'm just
not-
letting you
yeah.
know I'm going to tear you to shreds."
Yeah, I'm gonna dog walk you in the ring basically
Because this is
Push
literally
you
just
around.
you won #1 contendership. I respect you. CM Punk might have been one of the people who Gunther said leading into Mania. He was like, I wanted to fight someone more prestigious, like a Cena or a Punk or this or that.
Yeah, I did like that Gunther with the ego. You're saying they were both egotistical. Gunther says though, you're egotistical because these people chanted your name for 15 years. I'm egotistical because it's justified. I destroy everyone I'm in a ring with.
Yep.
I'm the best wrestler in the world, you know, and he lists accolades and accomplishments.
I'm here for it.
Yeah, I like it.
I like that Gunther's Gunther.
Gunther's best
not,
as
oh,
Gunther.
Cody Rhodes pinned me off a roll up. Now I'm so terrified of Finn Balor and Damian Priest.
I like that Gunther ended it though by just basically saying, I'm going to drop you. I'm going to beat you. But hey, at least you'll still have these degenerates chanting your name. Walk out.
And no brawl or anything.
Nope. We don't need the
Perfect.
extra
It's
fighting.
what we needed.
Huffing and puffing. None of that. It was into a segment. We go right into a commercial, which I wanted to say this in the day and age that we're in terms of technology. I'm so tired of coming out of every commercial break or at the beginning of every show, seeing the same drone shot of MetLife Stadium preparing for SummerSlam. Why don't they like, as we get closer to it, obviously there's stuff going on at MetLife, like they have concerts and stuff, so they can't go like pre-build the stages, but using like AI or something, they should like slowly build the set just for us as viewers to like, we're getting closer. It's not just the same boring
give us
drone shot
something else
over
to look
into,
at. Yes.
put a ring in it, do something, because I'm
Just
sick
even
of seeing
show
the
a
same
different shot of the town or something
Yeah.
like that.
It was just something that just popped in my head.
I like
last
to
night.
start the shows a little later so I can fast forward through that crap. But still, I'm having to fast forward through it.
Yeah. Which, I mean, granted, Michael Cole's a Jets fan, so every time they say it, you know, MetLife Stadium, Jets, 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 it's the same spiel every time. So give us something
And it's always to that
different
song
to
that's
look
like
at.
This my
legacy. Yeah,
Hate
I'm
the
just
songs.
yeah. I'm bored with
boom,
the
boom, boom, boom,
yeah.
boom, boom, boom. You know exactly what I'm talking
Absolutely. So then, other than the Punk being big news, but Punk and Gunther promo being big news, Roman's return being big news, the only other like major...
There's a couple things I want to talk about from Raw.
Yeah, there's lots of small things.
Both
but
Raw and SmackDown had something that kind of went on throughout the whole show. And I know I said my stupid little tangent about Dom Mysterio vacating last week. That's just
Yeah.
because I was annoyed.
Yeah.
But like what they did with Dom and AJ tonight,
AJ's
on Raw was so funny.
His comedy run is
They
beautiful.
pull up the Judgment Day. Dom's like, all right, I'll park the car, Finn, or I'll valet the car.
Yeah.
AJ just looks up. AJ's the valet. He's in full valet gear. And he's like, I'm not cleared.
I'm not
He's like,
cleared,
I
yeah.
know. Good
You
luck
will
on
be.
your,
You
good
will
luck on
be,
your
yeah.
exam or something. And then later in the night, what?
It's the janitor.
Well, there was multiple.
Yeah, the next one was the
next
janitor.
one was the janitor.
Yeah.
So he's cleaning the floors while Dom's like, I'm about to have to go.
You can't see it's AJ though. Like
Yeah,
you just
no,
see a janitor
I
back
knew it
there
was him,
mopping.
but-
yeah.
Yeah, no. He was the janitor while Dom
Pierce
was
and
talking
Dom.
about having to go be there for the Judgment Day's match.
Which I really liked in that little talk. Pierce is like, I've already asked you twice. If I ask you again, it'll be a different tone. Like he's a parent talking to a child. Yep. It was cool. And then, AJ was the janitor. And he interrupted the New Day.
So New Day, we're really bouncing around. Yeah. Earlier in the night, New Day lost the #1 contendership match, which we'll talk about in a minute.
Yeah.
But when they get back there, and AJ's just like, wait, don't step on the floor. It's wet. Slippery. I don't want you to slip. Yeah. They just start freaking out.
Going off. About how everything in the WWE is wrong. The tag division's dead. The simulation's broken. And then Xavier says the only thing right is that AJ's a janitor, like he always should have been.
I loved it. That was so funny. But yeah. So the Grayson Waller walks up and he's like, finally, the deadweight's gone. Austin Theory's injured.
A-Town's
Where did
down.
that happen?
I guess at like a house show or something.
Gosh, that sucks. And he's like, I'm a free agent, baby.
240 pounds of dead weight off my back.
Yeah, and then the New Day are just like, okay.
Okay. Good for you. Like, I think Xavier's like, we're happy for you or something like that. And then Waller's like, I'll go. I'm a free agent. Big G is who you need. And Xavier's like, did he just say Big G? This story is going to turn into a pile of you-know-what in the end. I'm not excited for it at all. Hopefully, Austin Theory gets better soon because I want A-Town to be back and beat the brakes off Grayson Waller.
But then during the Judgment Day's match,
tag title match,
the women's tag match,
yeah,
Dom gets dropped accidentally by Raquel, and AJ comes out as a doctor to check on him and chases him to the back.
Chases him out, yeah.
And then later we see Dom talking to Finn and JD, and I don't even know what he was saying, but Pierce is like furious.
Pierce was screaming at him.
Either you give me that belt or we're going. And he's like, right now? And he's like, right now. And he's like, I'll see you there. And then Finn's like, make sure to get us some lollipops.
Beautiful work.
And then finally, we end up after the examination because God, all of that got like 10 segments. It felt like.
Oh yeah.
But after the
Dom was spread. Dom and AJ were spread throughout the entire show.
I love having something spread through a show. It leaves consistency, not blockiness. But AJ pulls up and he's like, "Did he get cleared?" And the doctor's like, "Well, I gotta finalize some paperwork." And then AJ just gets dropped by Dom. He's like, I'm cleared. See you at SummerSlam.
Yeah. So we're going to get the match, which we were always going to get the match. We'll talk about our thoughts on who's going to win in the predictions video because
I'm just excited we're actually finally getting
I'm excited the IC title is actually going to be usable again in terms of putting on matches. But going back to one of the matches that was involved in those segments, we had the women's tag title match, Bayley and Lyra versus Judgment Day. I was not a fan that the match happened. I love.
You don't want to talk about what happened with Lyra right before?
I was about to say I love the promo leading into it
because Becky comes out still in Becky Hogan colors.
Yeah.
Becky's just been coming out to drop promos every Raw. I love it.
Yeah, no, her promo was beautiful. She starts going on about how Lyra's greedy and only cares about herself because she's already got
people are calling my match the slickest victory of all time. People are saying it, not just me.
Yeah, not just me. People are saying it. But then she goes on about how Lyra's greedy because she already has a title shot against me. Now she has a tag title shot. Who needs 2 titles anyways? Well, when I did it, it was revolutionary. Now you're just being selfish.
And she's like, you were complaining about me taking shots. Now you're doing the same thing.
Yeah, you're doing the same thing. Bogarting all the title opportunities in the division. And then she says, this match deserves some respect. Lyra, come out here. We need to handle this. We found out earlier in the night, Bayley asked for a tag match with Lyra since they never got.
I thought it was so funny how she was like, what are you doing? She's like, I asked for our tag match. Yeah. She was like, everything aside, let's just go get some wins.
Yeah, well, we didn't get to do it at Mania, so I thought we could do it now. We could be the tag champs. Come on. So yeah, then Lyra comes out. Becky's basically like, you're going to put respect on me in this match because this match is the most important match of this title. When I fought you last time, I said, if I lose, I won't challenge again. Therefore, you have to say the same thing. And Lyra says, yeah, I agree to the terms, but no matter what, there has to be a winner. No DQs, no countouts, none of that stuff.
That's my conditions.
Becky agrees.
Becky reluctantly.
Yeah, reluctantly agreed.
So yeah, we're getting a no DQ match. There's also another no DQ match with SummerSlam, so I'm sure they'll be on different nights.
Yeah.
But so then they just transition straight from that into the tag match.
The tag match, yeah.
Bayley comes out, then Judgment Day comes out.
Weird match.
Really weird. It was just so much going on.
I understand the story point of Lyra didn't want to trust Bayley because she's mad at Bayley leading into all this anyways. But like Bayley went for the first tag and Lyra's like moves out the way. And then like 15
Later
minutes
on,
into the match, she's like,
all right, yeah,
let's do it. Let's do it.
I kind of like it to a degree. I kind of like the Bayley side of it.
Yes.
I don't like Lyra so out of nowhere just being like, all right, let's do it.
Yeah.
I like the Bayley stuff. I don't know if you do. I kind of think it's like, okay, Bayley's just going crazy. I think this is pretty funny.
Yeah. I can see how you see it that way. I just feel like this match would have been made so much more sense in terms of like how Alexa and Charlotte's relationship is and not how Bayley and Lyra's relationship is.
But one, it makes it where you don't have the same storyline going on two shows.
True.
And two, yet again, I think they're just making Bayley go crazy and come up with stuff like just completely
Off
create
the wall
stuff in her mind.
Yeah, off the wall stuff.
But no, the weirdest part was this was dealing with the Bayley Lyra story, dealing with Judgment Day's tag title reign, dealing with Dom and AJ, and then Becky comes out there to cost Bayley and Lyra the match.
Yeah.
So
there was a moment where I thought
big jumble.
We might actually get a tag title swap solely because they want this Bayley Lyra story to like completely go over the top.
I would love to see insane Bayley.
Yeah, I was like, what's going to happen here? Are they really going to do it?
There was a kind of valid point. I can't remember which commentator said it, but it was like maybe Bayley wants to win the belts to make Lyra have to fight 2 times on SummerSlam, but I think Bayley's just insane and can't win a match.
Yeah. I mean, if we were going that route where like she's trying to screw Lyra over, Bayley would have had Lyra wrestle most of the match. And Bayley, I felt like, was more the workhorse on their side. The whole beginning was Raquel. Roxanne didn't tag in for like 10 minutes, and then she finally got involved.
This kind of, in a weird way, like you just said with Charlotte and Alexa, feels like a weird what that originally was supposed to be.
Yeah.
With Charlotte not being able to get a win to save her life, but now it's Bayley. But they're instead just going, let's just make Bayley a psycho.
If they do make Bayley crazy,
I don't want to see her as a heel.
No,
I want her to be a just delusional face.
Yeah. Almost R-Truth-esque.
Yes.
In terms
where she
of,
thinks like everything's fine. Yeah. Like everyone loves her.
Her and
Let her
Lyra's
randomly come out as a hugger one week, but act like she's been the hugger the whole time. And then completely drop it a week after.
You use the 2 out of 3 falls match as like a mental block. From there, she doesn't remember that match. It's just from there on.
She doesn't remember anything that happened.
Yeah. It's just, oh yeah, me and Lyra are cool. We were going to fight for the belt at Mania. We're
don't
best
remember
friends.
anything before Becky dropped her.
No. Sees Becky, we're part of the 4 Horsewomen. Come on now. We're supposed to be
Act
friends.
like it was an actual faction.
Yeah. That'd be sick. That's a great idea. I love the way you thought of that.
You know what? Instead of little Jimmy, it can be little Sasha.
Oh, Lord. That'd be awesome.
She can have Sasha Banks.
That'd be kind of cool.
But, you know,
then we also mentioned
Raquel and Roxanne did retain.
Yeah, they retained because
Becky
Dom and AJ ran across the ring, causing the ref to be distracted. Becky came out from under the ring, slammed Lyra into the steps, rolled back under the ring, and then Bayley got pinned because she had no one to tag.
I'm gonna just say this: very far out thought, and I don't know why it pops in my head. I thought about it earlier today. They always struggle with women's war games set up. I wonder if this is very slight early seeds to that. Like, hear me out. So it's not just the same match that we've had 4 years in a row. It could be like Becky, Raquel, Roxanne, and someone else versus delusional Bayley, Lyra, and like the Kabuki Warriors or Charlotte and Alexa.
Yeah.
Little Sasha with their 5th person.
Yeah, no, I'd be interested to see.
I don't know if they're planning for this to be that.
Yeah.
But I think this is good groundwork for it because it's going to come up way quicker than anybody imagined. And if they don't start running with something like this soon, there will be no chance to build. And there's no damage control to be a faction for faces to face.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to throw together something.
They're already promoting War Game San Diego.
Yeah.
San Diego. So like their business side of it, plans are already in motion. So I'm sure they're already thinking about things.
To start, because there's factions in the men's division. That's easy to set up.
Men's will be. It
might be smartest to start trying to turn this into a setup for that.
Yeah. And then we mentioned the New Day coming off their loss. Real quick, they had a number 1 contenders match for the tag titles.
It was just a triple threat. Where
were the Viking Raiders? Viking Raiders, whatever their name is.
Last week, they were like,
we want to be the number ones, yeah.
And then they
weren't in the match. Unless one of them's still injured, but
or got injured.
And maybe the conversation last week was like, when we are back, we want to be number. I can't remember.
Also, at one point, one of the commentators were like, the winners get to face like the New Day for number 1 contendership, and I was like, huh?
Yeah. I don't know.
I was like, are they saying they're going to face the Viking Raiders for number 1 contendership? But then LWO won out of nowhere. They haven't been on TV. I support it, though. I'm not an LWO fan, but it's a fresh taste of something.
Yeah, variation. I would have liked to see the Creed Brothers.
They won, and they were just like, oh, they're the number 1 contenders. And I was like, so they're not facing someone else?
I would have liked, because of the greater story of El Grande, Chad being hurt, telling them, y'all go get the tag titles before he leaves. You know, you've got a little bit more of a build. Shout out El Grande.
Got involved in the match.
Yeah, you got more of a, like, reasoning, I guess, to let the Creed Brothers win and challenge for the tag titles. They ain't got to win them.
Well, I don't think this is going to be a big program. I think this is going to be they have their match next week or the week after, and then that's it.
Yeah.
So, just for something different and just to actually get Finn and JD a defense, I like it. Because the last run, they were scared to give Finn and JD defenses.
But yeah, so LWO is now Joaquin Wilde gets the roll up because El Grande gets involved, fights Dragon Lee at ringside. I honestly didn't realize Dragon Lee was out there for like half the match till I finally like saw him in the corner.
I think they're just going to run an El Grande Dragon Lee program. Yeah. I'll say this about the match. Me personally, I got so, like, my expectations were so high when LWA came out because for some weird reason my Netflix was messed up and Rey Mysterio was the picture for the episode when I clicked on it. So I thought Rey Mysterio's coming back.
A tag title match.
And then when I clicked out, Rey wasn't the picture. I don't know why it was like that.
That's odd, yeah.
There's a chance it was Dragon Lee and I'm just blind, but that wasn't even the picture when I exited out. I'm pretty sure my thing was just glitched.
Yeah.
Because it was that, and then it had a picture of a graphic of Rey Mysterio versus Kofi Kingston. So the whole match, the whole night, I was like, are we getting Rey versus Kofi? Is Kofi going double duty? Is Rey coming out during the tag match? Rey versus Kofi next week?
Your whole line was built for Rey Mysterio to come out, and he never showed up. That's understandable. I mean, you see that and you think, we're getting Rey tonight. Yeah, that's valid. But yeah, El Grande, they're going to build an El Grande Dragon Lee. I wouldn't be shocked if El Grande cost LWO
Dragon Lee on TV too.
Yeah, wouldn't be shocked if El Grande cost LWO the tag match to further that story. We'll see where it goes, but I mean, like you said,
the LWO Joaquin and Cruz put on great work in this match. It was a good match
all around. Yeah,
but like
Creed Brothers had their spot.
I feel like it's always anytime they actually come out and wrestle, it's like, oh god, these guys can
actually wrestle. Yeah,
but they're just like the most boring people ever.
I can tell you,
Joaquin Wilde's not even Latino.
I can tell you, like they were in the match, and my girlfriend was watching with me, and she like watches but doesn't like pay close attention. She saw Joaquin get in the ring. She said, "Oh, aren't those the guys with Santos Escobar?" And I said, "You don't realize how long they haven't been together." But realistically,
unless she just thought they were Humberto and Angel.
No. She knows the difference. But realistically, they haven't done anything since they broke them away from Santos and put them in the LWO, or broke Santos away from the LWO. So, like, her mind not watching weekly and, like, keeping up with it, it makes sense that, like, that's how little they've done. They did stuff in NXT with Carlito and stuff, but, like, they just have not done much with them. So seeing them come out, like you said, every time they are in an actual match, they are impressive in the ring. They wouldn't be there if they weren't. And it's fresh. It's new. Variation in a very dead tag division. Shout out to the New Day. The tag division
giving a
dead.
new tag team a win that's not the Creed Brothers or New Day helps trying to build it.
Yeah.
But if we're getting LWO back, where's the New Catch Republic?
Yeah, New Catch Republic would have been cool. like we said, War Raiders, where were they? Unless there's an injury somewhere that we're not aware of. But
they are injury prone.
True. And then I think the only other thing
I have two quicker things. One, Rusev versus Sheamus. Give us the best of 7.
Yes. Yeah. It was
you have nothing else to do with them. Give us the best.
The match itself was not as intense as the first time,
but
still
so happy that you
hard
let
hitting.
Sheamus win.
Yeah, hard hitting, solid matchup. You had Io and Stephanie fight because their first match got interrupted.
Yet again, so annoying that ended in an interruption.
I'm gonna say this:
such a good match
right now, right here. Got a bone to pick with the wrestling world. You just said it. Such a good match. The first 5 minutes is solid grappling. No woman can get the upper hand. They have their hands locked together for literally 2 minutes, and they're just reversing out of that. The crowd has no idea how to react. They're just sitting there, and then once they break up and stand up and dust themselves off, the crowd's like, oh, I guess that was cool. Yeah, let's clap. There's no pop in that match until Io does this.
The thing is, they didn't realize. Okay, just because somebody doesn't have the upper hand doesn't mean you don't cheer.
Yeah,
this is sick. You just cheer for
great wrestling. And I mean, they're both Io's top of the top. Stephanie's gonna be top of the top.
The crazy thing is, this is only their second match, and I think they have some of the best chemistry in all of wrestling.
They've got great chemistry.
I can't wait for them to keep running this program at some point down the line. It kind of makes me want Io to win at SummerSlam, just so we can get the match again.
At Paris.
But at the same point, I don't want Naomi to lose.
Nope, I want Naomi to retain the title. But I will say this. Again, back to the bone I'm picking. You're dead or not sure of when to cheer the whole match. And in a match like that, where both women are phenomenal, and you had so much mat wrestling, grappling, everything else, your two loudest pops were Io doing around her head, and then the Devil's Kiss, which I get it. Everyone's going to go crazy for the move. But there is so much better wrestling out of both women throughout that match than just one move where everyone goes, it makes me mad. Learn to change. And after, the Io did that, and they did a couple, drop kicks, and maybe I think Io did a moonsault outside, there was a "This is awesome" chant. That should have been way earlier if you're going to throw that chant out. Because, again, I think that chant's overused. But the match itself was great through and through. There was no down part or lull that I was like, okay, let's get the match back going. They killed it. Fans they're too conditioned for spots. They're not watching for wrestling anymore.
Io Sky continues to be the best women's wrestler in the company.
I'm with it. And then the
Secret Hervis and Chelsea Green.
Yeah, they're the reason that the match got dropped or stopped.
Chelsea Green's doing stuff I don't want her to do.
Yes.
But
Neither does Wade Barrett.
Also, I didn't want either Io or Stephanie to win this time.
Yeah.
Because both needed momentum. So.
Agreed. Hervis gets involved. Then Io and Stephanie teamed up to fight them off. And then Naomi dropped Io from behind.
Rhea came out
to save Io. And then all three of them
setup.
All three of them teed off on Chelsea.
Yeah.
And then Riptide to Chelsea Green. That was how the segment ended.
Which is funny because, why don't the Secret Hervis...
They're just sitting there, holding each other up because they just got drop kicked by Io. But yeah, that was the end of that segment. And then the only other match, I think, was Sami Zayn Cross.
Cross gets the win.
He piped Sami again.
He hit Sami with his big pipe. After Scarlett struggled to hand it to him for 90 years.
Yeah. All right. Sami had no business being in the match because we're out indefinitely. That was a story point because even Jackie Redmond was like, "You're supposed to be out. Why are you out here?" And Sami, I couldn't stand for this anymore. He cost me an opportunity at the world title. I have to go out there. I have to finish this tonight. I get it. I get the storyline. Sami deserved rest. Sami was out indefinitely. Obviously, it's not a real injury. Give him some rest. Let him come back and actually do a solid build.
They might want to do them at SummerSlam.
They're going
solid
to most
build.
likely do them.
I don't want any more build. I want them to end it.
No. I'm saying in terms of not solid build, solid match. The match does not need to be Sami holding his ribs, Cross doing very basic moves, and then piping him to get the dub.
They literally just did it this way to give Karrion Kross a win. I wrote it down. This wasn't even in a disrespectful way. Hearing her say and here's your winner, Karrion Kross. Legitimately, not in a joking way, I actually don't think I've ever heard that.
That's valid.
He's won with the Final Testament. I don't think
just like
I've ever heard, here is your winner, Karrion Kross. It sounded so unnatural.
Coming off of where we had the social media clip of all the fans like waiting for him to get in his car, chanting, "We won't cross, we won't cross."
And they were chanting for Sammy.
They were chanting for Sammy and Kross, but I felt louder in the beginning, especially for Sammy. I think towards the middle and end of the match, it was kind of more even. The match felt like a let's go get popcorn and use the bathroom match.
I was about to say, if I had to use the bathroom and I was there, that's when I'd go.
And that's no disrespect to either guys. It's just how it felt. It's how it came across in the atmosphere.
It's for anything just watching this.
Yeah. Selling the ribs.
It was the same thing with Randy versus Cody. I hated that match because it's just...
They injured the back early and it was just selling the back. But I just felt like for all the momentum Kross has on social media, all the momentum the wrestling world is, I guess, trying to give him, it's not, in my opinion...
Hey, another shirt came out and it's still the best seller.
It's just like you've got the wrestling fans on the internet are going crazy for him, pushing hard for him, buying his t-shirts, constantly tweeting and posting about him, our savior of wrestling, yada, yada, yada. And then you get to the live show and it's like every other or like 1 out of 3 arenas gives him a positive reaction and the rest are just bland.
The fans want him over and they're not doing their job.
Yeah.
The t-shirt sales are good. The social media stuff is good, but if y'all are this adamant about getting this guy over, y'all have to give him a movement.
The yes movement.
Like a We Want Cody. Like a yes movement.
Yes.
Like a Kofi Mania. Y'all have to, if people want him that much, make it known.
Yep.
If they want him that big, chant for him when he's never there.
Yep.
Chant for him at the beginning of the show. Chant for him all the time. I don't like Karrion Kross. I don't want him to be big. But it's crazy to see the fans being the one fumbling what they want over.
Agreed. Which, granted, the internet presence is not always a perfect reflection of what the arena wants. Because at the end of the day, you or me, we can't afford tickets to every freaking Raw or SmackDown on Earth. So it's not like we can go to each one and say we were wanting the Kross movement to happen. Go out there and scream for Kross every time. But it's really easy for me to tweet, let's go Kross. Kross is our savior, #Raw. So on that side of things, I get it. It's a lot easier for us to buy a t-shirt. I get it. So like a lot of the fans that can afford the ticket, like an older crowd. Think about the parents that are buying tickets for their kids.
Yeah, they are going to cheer.
The kid's not going to cheer Kross, most likely, and the parents either going to side with what their kid wants or be the one out of the 5 that in their party that's there that's going to pull for Kross. So it's a lot harder to get that movement going.
But movements still happen, and yes, Karrion Kross is a heel, and anytime a movement happens, most of the time it's for face. But still, if y'all want him over,
you got to do your job. Yeah, I can agree with the statement. Do your job, or else it's just going to be...
That's the same problem with Austin Theory.
Yeah.
Chant for him during the actual show if you want Austin Theory on the show.
Yeah, don't just cry about it on the internet. Because the Cody Crybabies were loud on the internet.
And loud in person.
And the next show, it was...
And yet
Cody
there's been
Rhodes
this Karrion Kross
nonstop.
movement since the night after WrestleMania,
but
and there's been nothing on
TV. Yeah.
On TV, it's just like, oh, this guy's a heel, but he has some support.
Yeah.
That's it.
But yeah, that covered Raw. Probably spent a little bit too much time on Raw, but
there's not much on SmackDown.
Yeah, there wasn't much on SmackDown.
I will say this. They started SmackDown with Solo into the MFT getting in a car accident.
Yeah.
What a start.
It was a start you weren't expecting.
Like I said, an ongoing story throughout the night. Such a weird one.
Yeah.
Solo's in a car accident. Apparently he set it up. Tried to frame Jacob. You have these 3 cops who have the worst acting skills I've ever seen. Whoever the one cop was, he was like, well, you're free to go.
Well, handle your business.
Handle your business.
Yeah. Yeah.
This guy's not a cop.
Quick rundown of that, since it was the continuing storyline. Like you said, show opens, we're in the parking lot. There's been a wreck. Solo and the MFT are involved in it.
Loa has an eye injury. I almost thought we were going to get one eye Loa again.
They immediately point the finger at Jacob. Pierce takes the authorities to Jacob. Jacob's like, I ain't going with these cops.
You're under investigation.
Yeah. And, Pierce is like, just go with them, answer their questions. We'll get this all figured out. Then Solo goes out with his MFT and they're talking, and Solo basically cuts the promo, once a criminal, always a criminal, starts dying laughing at himself. The usual, I brought Jacob in, I gave him everything, he's selfish, yada, yada, yada. And then they cut to the backstage, and Jimmy comes up to the cop.
The car pulls up almost all the way to the entryway inside that arena.
And Jimmy's like, free my dog, man. And then they let Jacob out, and the cop's like, you're free to go.
Well,
handle your business.
We were wrong. You were not who we were looking for.
The video surveillance shows it.
After reviewing it, why didn't you already review it?
Yeah.
You're free to go. And they've had him in the car for like an hour. Just in the arena.
Yeah. So they let Jacob go. Jacob immediately daps up Jimmy, grabs a water bottle, dumps it on his head, and goes out there to address Solo.
Jimmy
circles from the back. They jump the MFT.
My favorite Tongans. It was a great beatdown.
Yeah, the beatdown.
No security breakup. You had these cops. Would this not count
as
assault?
Business. Go handle your business.
Would this not be an assault crime?
So then Pierce comes out as Solo and the MFTs are.
You don't want to talk about the fact that Tala Tonga got hit with like 90 super kicks and stayed up.
Tala Tonga. Well, they're going to book him to be the new powerhouse of the.
I actually liked that. And then they whipped Jimmy into him.
They went to do they were going to drop him on the table, and then he went to double. He was going to double, not suplex, but
he was going to, I think, double power bomb him or choke slam.
Choke slam. Yeah. And then it ended up dissolving to where Jacob and Jimmy stand tall. Solo and the MFTs are out. And Pierce comes out and says...
stupid cops.
Well, here's the thing. I love Solo. But Solo is a complete idiot in this segment because Pierce comes out yelling at him about framing Jacob. Now get a taste of your own medicine. The cops come out and you hear Jacob go, oh, yeah, stupid. Look what you did now. He right there. And he's pointing at Jacob. Solo says that about Jacob. And he's pointing at him like the cops are going to go arrest Jacob. They arrest Solo.
Did you not just see the segment where they were like, we're wrong?
Yeah. It was such a weird ending.
And then the one cop around the back reversal.
You could tell
he's an indie wrestler.
Oh, yeah.
He was smooth with
it. He was smooth with it.
Hey, at least he didn't have to be the one who talked. That guy sucked.
But yeah, so Solo ended up in handcuffs, being walked to the back. Tala Tonga's like, what are you talking about? Like, he's kind of just standing there shaking his head.
The other Tongans aren't in trouble. Yeah. They're not guilty by association or anything.
Nothing. It was just Solo. But that was the continuing storyline throughout the night.
Bobby Fish just fell over.
Oh no, not Bobby. Fall over of all time. We had Raquel versus. Dang, don't disrespect Bobby.
He don't want to stand.
Raquel versus Charlotte. Next week we're getting Roxanne versus Alexa because I'm assuming at SummerSlam. Oh yeah, at SummerSlam they're getting a title shot.
I loved the fact that the show started and Alexa was like, "Oh, we lost. I guess you want to go our separate ways." And Charlotte was like, "I'm committed. I got us a match." And she was like, "What?" And she's like, I'm still Charlotte Flair.
If it's not a singles title, I'm still getting
so
a title
they're acknowledging that Becky Hogan is Becky Hogan. And they're acknowledging that Charlotte could just do whatever she wants.
Yeah.
I love it.
And then she says to Alexa, we're not friends, but you can be my cheerleader. And Alexa's like, I'm dressed for the occasion.
No, she was like, do I look like a cheerleader? And Charlotte was like, yes. And she was like,
yeah, exactly.
And she comes out with pom-poms. She was a cheerleader in NXT.
Yeah.
And in real life. But like her gimmick in NXT was that she was a cheerleader.
They have the match. It was a fine match. Yeah, it was a fine match. Raquel was pretty dominant at the beginning. Of course, Charlotte gets the upper hand. Roxanne went to interfere with Charlotte on the outside. Alexa dropped her, cut her off, intercepted her, whatever. Charlotte gets the dub. We're moving forward with, I'm assuming Roxanne will beat Alexa. Or do they let both faces?
Or you don't do another singles.
They're doing it. They already announced
next week. They did?
Alexa versus Roxanne. So they'll be fighting.
Win.
Yeah. And then
because they're not going to win at SummerSlam.
Yeah, good point. So
probably not going to win at SummerSlam.
Yeah, that was the opening segment match besides the Bloodline solo MFT, whatever, police investigation going on. And then you had a
Priest and Mello.
Yeah, you had an earlier in the day segment where Priest was looking for Alistair.
Mello sees him. Carmelo was like, I wouldn't even tell you where he was if I
knew. Yeah.
And then he was like, you always pick the wrong time to open your mouth. So he was like, they have a match later. Good match. Both of them needed a TV match. My God, they said this was Damian Priest's first singles match since fighting Drew McIntyre.
Mello,
that was so long ago.
Mello don't miss. He never disappoints when he's out there. He truly does put on a great match every time.
Freaking love Carmelo.
I'm not saying put him in the world title shot anytime soon, but Mello doesn't miss.
All my love goes to those two men. They both deserve better.
And then
Aleister Black attacked Damian Priest
while he was about to do the
DQ.
old school, dropped him on the ropes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Going forward with it. Where's R-Truth? What are they doing? You had so much momentum. Where is he?
They've lost R-Truth in the sauce because they wanted to make Aleister a credible
Why did we put him in all of it?
And
no, R-Truth pinned Aleister.
Yeah.
But what are we doing?
Because
why is R-Truth... One, he's forgotten about John Cena.
Yep.
Two, just... This is a Damian Priest storyline. It should have started with Damian Priest. We're screwing up everything. I could care less about Ron Killings. I could care less. Because they've screwed it all up so bad.
Yeah,
they had it handed to them on a golden platter. They fumbled. Have literally our second episode or third episode, I said, Ron Killings might be the best thing. This promo is one of the best promos I've ever seen. Mm-hmm. This is garbage.
They fumbled. They fumbled because they rushed the Cena stuff to get it to where...
They didn't even give him a title match.
Yeah, to get it to where it was like Cena's put him to rest, and then they just didn't know what to do with him. They lost him in the sauce.
I hate it.
Yeah.
Truly could have been great.
Also, side note, Solo still doesn't have side plates on his U.S. title.
Because he's losing.
Yeah. You also had Stephanie Vaquer versus Alba Fire in a singles match, fueling the rivalry that bled into Raw where they came out and jumped her during.
You also had a tag team No One Contendership match.
Yes, you did.
Your favorite tag team of all time, Andrade and Rey Fenix, came out on top. They are their number one contenders for the Wyatts.
They don't beat the New Day. They don't beat the Usos. But dang if they're not number 3 right now.
Right now.
Not all time. Right now.
About to say, them over the Hardys is wild. Hardys are the TNA tag champs.
They are. Congrats.
Juicy J, JC Jane is a double champ. Trick Williams is still the TNA champ. Truly, something is going on in TNA.
Something's going on in TNA.
Something's happening over there. And Leon Slater, not even verified on Instagram, is the freaking X Division champion.
What a guy. Yeah, Slammiversary this past weekend was pretty cool. And we also got Hardys versus Team 3D announced for the last time.
Ooh, Stinger coming.
Bound for Glory, I think, is when they're doing it.
I always mess up the names for the TNA pay-per-views.
Yeah. But, yeah, we can, if we got some time at the end, we'll cover some stuff from Slammiversary. But let's keep moving forward. We did have the number 1 contendership for SmackDown tag titles.
Rey Fenix was in a full freaking women's Saudi style.
It was weird. They also, before all this, had a Wyatt 6 vignette promo video thing where they
Wyatts were like, we're the tag champs. We decided to focus on the tag division. We're going to make you all... we're a family, and we're going to show that y'all only care about gold.
Yeah.
Which, honestly... Thinking about it, the SmackDown tag division is so toxic. It makes sense.
That's valid.
But also with the tag division, the Street Profits had a promo where DIY were dogging on them to add to the toxicity.
DIY said, we'll handle this ourselves because y'all couldn't handle the Wyatts.
B-Fab's back with the Profits. I'm fine with it. I think they're going to try to give the tag division another separate feud that's not about the belts with Street Profits and B-Fab versus DIY and Candice LeRae, just as a TV feud.
Probably, but then 3 weeks after that...
give the Street Profits something to do that's not the tag titles.
But 3 weeks after that, B-Fab will tag with Michin again.
I'm fine with it. I mean,
I'm just saying, like, she'll...
multiple stuff.
She's never going to truly be...
I much prefer her as their person that, like... B-Fab acting cool and rich with the Street Profits is way better than her acting like she's desperate for gold with Michin.
Yeah. But yeah, we had the number 1 contendership match. Every guy in there performed.
It's the SmackDown tag division.
It's their tag division is phenomenal. I will definitely
DIY, Fraxium, Andrade and Rey and
Motor City Machine Guns.
City.
Yeah, Sabin and Frazier started the match. Had a decent little,
So here's what I don't
start
like.
off.
The Fatal 4-Way tag match was only 2 legal guys, but for some reason they ran the triple threat on Raw with 3 legal people. Triple threat tag matches only have 2 legal people.
Here's the thing. Coming off of, you've had in the past 2 or 3 weeks, like legitimately 5 or 6 of those triple threat matches where it's been 2 guys and one team kind of stuck out in the corner. I think they just need a variation because
Or they just... I don't know.
I thought the exact same thing when I was watching Raw. But
I don't get why the rules are never clear.
The rules don't matter. Just no different than holding the rope when you tag in is only important when there's a storyline moment. Like a guy can tag in from the middle of the ring, and then a week later, the guy wasn't holding the belt when he tagged in, like in the corner, and they'll make that a story point. The rules of tag team wrestling
it's been a long time since something like that.
It has been. I'm pretty sure it was like the Usos back when it was like day one-ish.
It's just clarify.
Agreed.
Or I even think Michael Cole was confused about it.
Maybe. I don't remember him saying
Well,
anything
he was
like
just
weird
jumbled
about it.
around that whole match.
He's been jumbled around since he called Candice LeRae Candice Michelle. Cole has not been himself since Evolution.
He's like Bailey.
He's losing his
Crazy
mind.
Bailey.
Crazy.
He's
Bailey.
got little Pat with him.
Oh, he misses Pat
misses
so
Pat.
much.
He's so bad.
That's a good point.
Why has everyone got imaginary friends now?
This is awesome. So every team hit like a big moment. You had a dive train out the gates from Fraxium.
My goats.
You had DIY, who weren't even the legal men, get involved when Sabin and Frazier were going at it and do some double teaming stuff. It all dissolved down into getting in the ring.
I have something in my eye.
Andrade and Fraxium, and then Rey Fenix. There was a lot of tagging in and out between Andrade, Rey, Fraxium. They ended up getting to the spot that they were building to the culmination. You had 4 teams. It was hard to keep track of who was legal and who wasn't.
I give you all the credit in the world on this one.
So you get to the spot where Andrade picks Axiom up in the corner in Fraxium's corner. Frazier tags in on Axiom, goes to DIY's corner because Axiom hits the Spanish fly on Andrade. Fraxium goes for the Phoenix Splash. As he's doing it, Ciampa tags in from his corner, becomes legal man. Phoenix Splash hits Andrade. Ciampa throws Frazier out, pins Andrade. Rey Fenix comes in, Codebreakers Gargano onto the pin to break up the pin. Then Rey Fenix flies out, takes everyone out, and then Andrade hits the message. 1, 2, 3. The GOATs are number 1 contenders. They're going to lose most likely to the White Six. Upsetting, but yet again, Rey Fenix and Andrade go out there and put on a freaking banger as a tag team.
That is so impressive that you remembered that. You didn't look at your paper but one time.
I needed to get to the very beginning of that spot where they went for the Spanish Fly Phoenix Splash. And after that, it was like on replay in my head because you know what? I love DIY. I love the Street Profits. I love Axiom. Or Fraxium.
Street Profits, they were in the match.
No, I'm saying in terms of the tag division, I love a lot of the teams in there.
Los Garza
are cool. Motor City Machine Guns are cool. Hate the White Six. But Andrade and Rey Fenix are my favorite tag team in that division. But yeah, so that was obviously my favorite part of the night. They are now the number 1 contenders.
I'm officially declaring you the SmackDown tag team analyst of the channel.
I do like the
all yours.
I'll take it. I'll run with it. But in terms of the White Six stuff, it's hard to analyze because I get so bored. But I'll keep up with it for you. And then we had the Cody Cena contract signing.
Cena was like, "Oh, I'm gonna have to call it off. I can't. I'm mentally."
Real quick before the segment even happens, like when they were right before commercial to where they were going to do the entrances and all that, they showed Cody walking backstage wearing like either clear sunglasses or glasses. He didn't need to be wearing the glasses. He looked really weird with glasses. But yeah,
Cena was all like, "Oh, I'm gonna give you the match. We still have the contract. It's gonna be somewhere else. I'm gonna." He's just weirdly trying to delay it.
Not going to be at SummerSlam.
Weird.
He's not going to be at SummerSlam because he's so mentally exhausted. He's filming a big movie for Netflix. He had to take it to the top of TKO because he, in good faith, he could not sign that contract to face Cody at SummerSlam. And dang it, I supported it.
And then he just walked away and Cody dropped him, pulled him back in. Slim Jim table?
It had a cloth over it for the contract signing, so it wasn't. It could have been a Slim Jim table, but we don't know. Probably was.
Possibly Slim Jim table. Cody does the worst looking dive I've ever seen.
I like that he grabbed the contract so that like, it didn't get lost in the splash.
Yeah,
and he's like holding it with his hand and jumps. It looks so weird.
Corniest guy in wrestling.
Yeah.
He made Cena sign the contract.
Yeah, puts the pin in Cena's
match.
hand. And,
I don't know why were we having a contract signing for a match that's been announced, but whatever. Cody Cena, we're getting it.
I guess they don't know how they want to build it. It was a splash. It was a splash. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. That was a better splash than what Cody did.
Thank you.
With the contract in hand. Yeah, but no. I don't think they know what direction they want to take the build, even though we're 3 weeks, or it was 3 weeks in. Now we're 2 weeks out. I mean, you haven't had a realistic like promo conversation. You had Cody cut his promo about getting the fans hype, and then Cena, like you were saying, I'm not going to be there. I can't do it.
Oh, I'm not going to be there.
I'm not going to be there.
I can't.
Mentally exhausted.
I can't.
Yeah. So I guess next week maybe we'll get a Cena promo on Cody. I mean,
don't waste another week on this crap.
Yeah. I really don't know where we're headed in direction in terms of that title at SummerSlam. I'm hoping
they are
Cena
leaving
retains.
it so mysterious because there's such a weird build.
Yeah, but
that's Raw and SmackDown.
That was Raw and SmackDown. Yeah, SmackDown really didn't have a lot to cover.
Two things to say.
Okay.
Where's Julia?
Good point.
She literally said in a promo, in an interview, she'd be ashamed if she couldn't figure out how to get on SummerSlam. She's not getting on SummerSlam.
Nights. Yep.
Where's Julia?
I can agree with that.
Where is she at?
I would assume
Becky Lynch gets to be on every single episode of Raw.
She's the GOAT.
Julia's been on one episode of SmackDown since she won the title. What are we doing? What are we doing?
Like I said 2 weeks ago or whatever, when we were talking about this, when you said she's not going to make it on the card, it's going to be a last minute push in. Zelina wants a rematch for the belt, and that's what it's going to be.
Why wasn't that on this show? We did not need Stephanie Vaquer versus Chelsea Green. We got that build on Raw. Yeah. Why wasn't that on this show?
The thing is, with the Stephanie side of things, I feel like the Evolution Battle Royal being for a number one contendership in a match that's 2 months or basically 2 months, because it's at the end of August, or a month and a half down the road, they're trying to do everything they can to keep her in the light so that people don't forget about it. But they shouldn't disrespect Julia for it.
Being stupid. They are booking stupid. Also, where was Penta?
Yeah.
Settle.
We had a Raw with no Penta. I think that's the first time in since he debuted that Penta has not been on Raw.
Which, there's not going to be a spot for him on SummerSlam. But where is he?
I hope Sammy's hurt. Not really. But in kayfabe, that Sammy's hurt because he got piped again. And Penta goes out there and dog walks Karrion Kross to SummerSlam.
Because they're boys.
Yeah. Penta's going to back up Sammy. They're boys. But yeah, that basically covered it. Do you have anything else you need to add, Christian? Or is that... I know the Julia thing was weighing heavy because that's your girl, but...
Where is she? Well, I will say it's probably stupid that neither tag titles are going to be on SummerSlam, but...
Yeah, because
I'm fine with the Raw ones not being on it.
Andrade matches next week against the...
Yeah, and they haven't announced when the LWO one is, but that's not SummerSlam worthy. Match quality-wise, it would be, but
story-wise, it's too quick, too rushed. But I wouldn't be shocked. It's a 2-night event. They're going to give you some kind of filler somewhere.
But we have a ton already announced.
Yeah.
And if we're getting filler, give us Julia.
But everything that's been announced is a title match, I'm pretty sure.
RK Roll?
Oh. Where were they? We got a video package of the Jimmy Kimmel thing.
We didn't. I mean, Jelly Roll's not going to show up.
No. I don't want Jelly Roll, but like,
where was Drew and Logan?
Where was Drew and Logan, or like Drew and Logan dropping Randy or something like backstage? I don't know.
A spot they could have given to them went to Stephanie Vaquera building a story that was built on Raw.
Yeah, or don't have either one of those spots and have Julia have some kind of, or just have a opinion. Number one contendership for the SmackDown.
That's also a great opinion.
Our women's U.S. tag title.
Yeah,
U.S. women's title.
They should do it.
But realistically, their division is also very like looking at it. Who isn't already set up?
Mix the brands.
I'm not going to disagree with that, but I'm saying like
you have Chelsea Green on Raw. Let Ivy Nile come.
Off the top of my head, yes, Ivy Nile as the U.S. champ will be sick. Or fighting for the U.S. champ because she's American.
She can't beat Julia.
No, she's not going to beat her. I'm just saying, like, the fact that she's going out there to fight for the American title would be cool. Or the U.S. title for American made. Realistically, looking at the SmackDown roster for people who aren't already tied up in a match, I think the only, like, big name is Nia Jax.
Do it.
I don't disagree. I'm just saying.
Fine.
Like, I think your other options are Secret Hervis. I don't think Chelsea's getting involved with that. I think if anything, we're getting Chelsea versus Stephanie at SummerSlam or like the night before. But if you take Chelsea out of it, it's the Secret Hervis, Michin, and B-Fab. I literally think that's it on SmackDown. The challenge for the
Candice LeRae.
Oh yeah, Candice LeRae.
Let Nia Jax fight her. That's fine.
I'm with it.
That's fine.
Nia Jax probably won't be involved in that U.S. title for a while.
You don't know. I mean,
I don't, but
they got Becky and Bayley on the IC.
Yeah. But yeah,
Nia Jax is a main event name too. I mean, that
absolutely
would be enough to get it on SummerSlam. But
I don't disagree with that. But yeah, so no Julia. We need a Julia sighting next week for sure.
We need a sighting.
We're having
to look for her in the background.
While I'm analyzing the tag division, I'm gonna be looking for Julia. But yeah, that's about all I've got to say.
That's all I got to say.
Cool. I'm gonna take us home. Thank you all for tuning in to the Heel Tactics podcast. We had just a basic Raw SmackDown episode. It was just the road to SummerSlam technically beginning. I mean, it's already begun, like we just said. Tons of matches already announced. I guess it's really just building the actual story itself now. The matches are made. The whole card is probably basically set. One or two matches not actually announced yet, but other than that, we've got a lot of title matches. RK Roll versus Drew and Logan, but we'll get build throughout that for the next couple weeks, and then actually we've got probably next week predictions episode. Yeah, next week will be the predictions for SummerSlam. So there's not much time to do a build for anything in the story. I didn't even think about it that way. That's why all the matches are announced. But yeah, that was it though. We covered Raw, we covered SmackDown. There were highs, there were lows. Shout out to Roman being back in like a prominent, not just a walkout and fans go crazy, actually cutting a great promo, setting up a good match at SummerSlam.
Join us on the pod, Roman Reigns.
Great invite. Also shout out, because we didn't say it during the pod, during the Rusev Sheamus match, League of Nations shout out.
Also shout out, during Stephanie Vaquera's match, Wade Barrett said he could watch The Devil's Kiss for like a 24-hour loop or some crap.
Yeah. And then I'm pretty sure, who's the other commentator with Wade? Or was that during? No, that was during Evolution. Yeah, Tessator said,
"I'm SmackDown."
Yeah, he said, "I'm sure you would do that, Wade," or something like that. But yeah, shout out. We didn't have a lot of amazing Wade Barrett moments this week to talk about.
That was the best.
That was the best one.
He's shout a simp. Out, Wade Barrett's a simp.
League of Nations.
I keep scooting this chair in the
League of Nations. Shout out on Raw. Always love to hear it. The Raw tag division is dead. SmackDown tag division
together, make them a tag team.
Hell, the Bar 2.0.
This is still the outro. Why do we keep doing long outros?
Yeah, I'm sorry. All right.
Bye.
We hope you have a great day, great evening. Like, follow, subscribe. Follow us on social media. Listen to the podcast here on YouTube or on Spotify, Amazon Podcast, and
iHeartRadio.
Yeah. Apple still has yet to let me in, so
we're not going to try either.
I'm probably done. Yeah. But yeah, thank you all to anyone who watched, anyone who liked. Leave comments down below. Any suggestions, any conversation points you actually want to talk about. Christian's pretty solid about responding to comments, so if you have anything, a point in a storyline or anything that we said about a match or anything that you want to talk about, leave it in the comments. And we'll see you next week for the predictions for SummerSlam video. Probably going to be a long one, so strap in. See ya.